Well, hello everybody. I'm back from vacation. I had a lovely time. Thanks for asking. Busy schedule last week. Sorry, my computer is like filthy. It's really bothering me, and now I wish I cleaned the screen before I actually turned the camera on, but it's too late. Yeah, Florida was very nice. Much needed vacation. Hectic week to go though, because as I'm there, all of a Star Wars celebration is going on while I'm there. And last week was kind of insane because it's like you're on vacation and you're trying to relax. And by the way, a million Star Wars news is dropping and you're going to have a hard time covering it because you're on vacation. So posting has been weird. Sorry about that. I did get my reaction up for the Ahsoka trailer. So go check that out and drop a comment. And let me know what you guys think of it because it looks promising, although I'm trying to emotionally keep my distance. But I didn't get a chance to watch the new Mando episode. I just was not online at all. And I know this is late and I apologize, but we're going to react to it real quick. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into this video. Like and subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't already. Please like and subscribe, drop a comment if you are already a listener of the show. If you could head on over to Apple Podcasts and leave us a review, that would really help us because it does boost us in the rankings and we could really use that. So please, 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 please leave a review of the show and let me know what you think. Okay, I think that's done. Let's just watch Mando. I forget what these people are called, but they're from, the species is from Clone Wars. Quarren, they're the Quarren. Wait, why is she in a tank? Wait, why? I'm so confused. Why is she in a tank and the rest of them are... Oh, is she like taking a bath on deck and all of them were watching her?
You're too late to hide.
Oh, that's the... Oh my god, what's his name?
Captain Shuggeth.
Captain Shuggeth? That doesn't sound... That sounds kind of dirty. Also, what's that guy's name? It's Axe...
Individuals for hire.
Axe Woves is his name.
Very good at what we do.
Loyal as well.
They look like a Mandalorian boy band.
Which is why we cannot accept your generous offer.
No, I won't go. I won't go. We love each other.
Sorry, I got to bring you back home to your folks.
What is happening here? This is so weird.
Don't make us damage your girlfriend's pretty little ship.
It's Romeo and Juliet, but with the Quarren and the Mon Calamari.
No, I love you.
Oh god, I hate this.
I can't destroy everything I've built for a childish fling.
Is that all this was to you?
What?
But you need to go.
What is happening right now?
Fate was not on our side.
This is so weird. Stop stroking him with your tentacles.
I thought Mandalorians were honorable.
We are, kid. All it takes is a few credits.
What is happening? Also, I missed that because I was too busy cringing over their love, but it's not this. It's not Prince to. Oh God, what is his name? I was gonna say Prince T'Challa. Prince Lee Char. Prince Lee Char from the Clone Wars. That's not him, right? Like I didn't catch all that dialogue because I was talking over it, but I'm pretty sure that wasn't him.
Axe Woves is their leader now.
Yep. Yeah, so, okay, so Axe Woves and them ditched her because she didn't have the Darksaber. She didn't come back with the Darksaber, but she still didn't have it before. Like, that's really confusing to me. They haven't really done a good job of explaining, like, the purpose of the Darksaber and how the different factions of the Mandalorian feel about the Darksaber. Factions of Mandalore. Factions of Mandalorians feel about the Darksaber is what I meant.
This is interesting.
Also, can we just not have a side quest episode for once? Like, would it kill them just to stick to a main plot thread this season? I feel like we've been hopping around so much. There's some cool designs here, I'll give them that. I feel like... They went to Disney, you guys. Din and Bo are riding the monorail at Disney. In fact, I'm positive that is a conversation that they had in the boardroom for this episode. So far this season has felt like it's Bo-Katan and Din Djarin is the side character.
Mandalorians. I hope you like secretions.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I did know that Jack Black and Lizzo were in this episode because it was like the #1 thing that I saw when I got on Twitter when this episode came out. And I haven't watched this, but I can already tell it's gonna be so cringe. Guys,
careful in
Why
there.
is Lizzo dressed like Barbie and the Island Princess?
Perhaps hold the baby.
All of our resources go to growth and the people.
I'd like to speak to these privateers.
Guys, I'm so sorry, but this is really bad. If he says go on a side quest, I'm going to shoot somebody.
Right this way. We'll just be a moment. Enjoy your meal. Don't get up.
The planet's Imperial droids were...
Dude, it feels, I'm so sorry, but this honestly looks like they're just, they look like cosplayers.
We thought.
They weren't malevolent.
Actually, they look worse than cosplayers. Cosplayers have done better cosplay than this. I don't know what this is.
Respectfully, what does this have to do with us?
Yeah, no kidding.
Quick
Is
work
Jack
with
Black
the
putting on
Mandalorian.
like this half-assed British accent?
What?
No disrespect, I
Our
love
target
Jack
is
Black.
any standing
I
army
love
from
him, but
entering
what
the
is
sea
the
of
voice he's
contact
putting on
around the
here?
Galactic.
You want us to eliminate your droid problem?
How many side quests are we gonna go on? Would it kill them to have a plot-centric episode where we
Unlike my
don't
brother
go
in
on a
South
side
Century
quest?
City Walls, I am not a mercenary.
Mando, I'll give you what you want, but you need to go on a side quest for me.
You had me at battle droids.
You had me at hello.
Droids were all reprogrammed to serve
Jerry
the
Maguire, anybody?
community from the stockpile.
Oh,
Captured Imperial robotics scheduled to be
it's
scrapped.
Doc!
The droids reprogramming was a complete
What's Christopher
success.
Lloyd doing here?
Let's just finish this so we can be on our way.
Yeah, no kidding. Please just finish it so we can get back to the main plot.
I am Mandalorian Din Djarin. I have spoken.
That got him.
We were engaged
They only
to
acknowledge
hunt
you
down
if you
and
use the words I have
eliminate
spoken.
malfunctioning droids.
There are no such droids.
You may not
I will
have
say the
good
makeup
news
for these
then,
guys
but
looks
your
really
droids
good.
are wreaking-
We know that Ugnaughts are considered the hardest working species in the galaxy. We,
They're
you,
like,
have been
damn
engaged
straight
in
we
a
are.
task to perform.
So they only acknowledge you if you use the term I have spoken.
What was that?
That's passive aggressive.
Time with Ugnaughts. There's a particular way to communicate with
There
them.
you go.
Accusing the work of malfunctioning, they've indicated that there's a likelihood that the next event will be at the loading docks.
How sure are they?
Hard to tell.
It's the only lead
Is
we've
this
got
the
to
most
do.
dialogue that Din has had all season? I feel like he hasn't spoken at all. He delivers a few lines and then he's quiet for like the rest of the episode and then Bo-Katan does all the talking.
Seen battle droids since the Clone Wars.
Aha! Name call out. Love to see
Any of
it.
them look suspicious.
They were. What are you doing?
What is he
And
doing?
this shouldn't phase them.
Sir? Excuse me. Excuse me, sir.
Okay, he deserved that. Din deserved that. He was asking for it.
Certified, huh?
You should have
He
left
was...
them alone.
Yeah, I'm on the droid side with this. Like, he literally just kicked it into anger. The environments in this episode are cool. I will give it that.
Keep going!
Shortcut! What is happening? What is going on? The droid went from CGI to realistic the second she looked at it on the ground.
The resistor.
Sounds like a droid bar.
Droids have bars? See, I don't... I have thoughts, you guys. I have many, many thoughts. Also, I love that droids have bars. We don't serve your kind here. Oh, please let a droid say that. That'd be so funny. That would be hysterical. We don't serve their kind here. But the
I
reverse.
don't think they get many of our kind here.
There you go. Girl boss and male wife. That's the trope here.
Reason with droids.
Human life is so short. They don't ask that much of us.
This is a
Organics
weird...
created us.
I mean, in the
It's the
60s,
least
we
we
would
can do.
argue that humans are way more valuable than machines. But here, they're kind of making the argument that machines are better than humans. And I don't know if I agree with that. See, there are a couple things here that are likable. One of them being the fact that Bo and Din actually have an episode to be together and go through some experience together, which is nice. That they actually have an adventure to go on. The downfall of that is it's just another side quest. Like, it's not an adventure that would require them to, I don't know, hash it out or talk about, like, their Mandalorian values. Like, it's very side quest video gamey. The other thing I like is, I think the environments are super creative. Nice, Din.
Commissioner Hellgate.
Oh, wow. Who would have guessed?
Don't make me do it.
How did they manage to make this so unexciting?
Give yourself up.
Count Dooku was a visionary. Enforce it.
Couldn't have done that 5 minutes ago when he was monologuing.
Politics.
Yikes, that was a bad line. Politics.
Okay, let me get
What is happening in this episode? You guys, what is happening in this episode? I can't do this. I can't do this right now. Like, you have some good ideas here, but like, what is going on with the script? And what is this? Why is Lizzo in here? Why are Lizzo and Jack Black in here? This is coming off like they're doing a parody
with Commissioner Hellgate?
of the Mandalorian, like they're mocking the Mandalorian. Like, this is what this feels like. You know what they look like? Lizzo and Jack Black look like they're doing an SNL skit of the Mandalorian.
Despicable.
This is not good.
Beg your pardon.
This is not good. I'm so sorry, you guys, but like, it feels like they're doing a parody. It's like if Leslie Nielsen did a Mandalorian parody and he was playing the Christopher Lloyd character.
Love of my life, and I know his heart is true. Is there no room for a little bit of forgiveness in a galaxy so vast?
I am sorry.
Lizzo is Barbie Island princess. My husband used to be an Imperial, but I know his heart is true. That was so bad. Jokes aside, what were they doing there? What were they doing in this episode? Like, it literally feels like, why are we taking these individuals, why are we putting them into these episodes when they have no prior acting experience? Like, they're almost there to, like, just knock off a checklist, and it's so obnoxious. Anyway, Axe Woes is kind of fine.
He's the one you should be challenging.
Yeah, I was just about to say, I want to see...
Your own hands.
I was gonna say, I want to see Bo and Din go at it. That's not how this works, Din.
While exploring Mandalore, I was captured, and this blade was taken from me. Bo-Katan rescued me and slayed my captor.
Don't do that.
Would this blade then not belong to her?
Hmm.
Would it not belong to her?
It would.
Are you serious? Oh, what a waste of story opportunity. Are you kidding me? She just...
To its rightful owner.
So she just gets to take it because the giant metal creature knocked it out of his hands? That's the reasoning? You could have had a Din versus Bo thing and it could have been so interesting. Are you kidding me? Ugh. What was that? What was that episode? What was that episode? Oh, see, now I'm frustrated because I feel like they took the cheap way out with Din and Bo and like just, oh, guys, a robot knocked it out of Din's hands and I guess Bo's the rightful ruler because she defeated the robot. It's like, that's not how this works. Oh my gosh, okay, I don't... Ugh. Look, here's the thing. Realistically, Matt and I are just not going to have time to do a breakdown, so I'm going to give you guys my brief thoughts here. Maybe we'll talk about it after the episode next week, or not next week. God, excuse me, it's Monday. Maybe we'll talk about it after the episode this week airs. But like, what actually was that? First of all, what are Lizzo and Jack Black doing in a series like this? Why are they here? Why are they here other than to just like, like tick off a notch in the celebrity belt? Like, oh, these people have no acting. Say for Jack Black, because I like Jack Black. I like him a lot. I'm just going to get that out right now. I really like Jack Black, so no disrespect towards him. And I have like no knowledge of Lizzo. So I'm like aware of her, but I have like no knowledge of her. But why are we casting people who have had no acting experience in these shows? Like, why are we just giving these random celebrity cameos? Like, why are we doing that? Because when they do that, it just takes me out of the episode. Like, it makes Star Wars significantly less believable because you're not going, oh, that's the Duchess of so-and-so. You're going, no, that's Jack Black and Lizzo. And I'm sorry, like I said earlier, like it just comes off like honestly, I feel like this episode was a parody of The Mandalorian. Like Christopher Lloyd, he didn't do anything. And then you're like, oh, that's Christopher Lloyd. That's not some corrupt police security monitor guy. That's Christopher Lloyd. Or like having Liz, oh my God. It was just so bad. Like that legitimately, I don't think I've ever like looked at an episode of The Mandalorian before and been like, that was legitimately like so bad. But having Lizzo and Jack Black in there was so out of place, and it just took me out of the Star Wars universe and made it significantly less believable. When you put people like that there, it's just jarring, and it doesn't make any sense to have them there. Like that to me was very corporate Disney. That was a very corporate-y Disney move, being like, let's not actually cast actors and actresses here that would be good for this part. Let's cast them here because, oh, they're celebrities and people love celebrities. Also, Lizzo is Barbie Island Princess in that. Like, she was legit. I'm not kidding. You guys, go look up Barbie Island Princess. I was raised on those Barbie movies, okay? I know what I'm talking about. Lizzo was Barbie Island Princess. I'm tweeting that right after this. Lizzo was Barbie Island Princess. Here's a couple things that I will praise it for. It is nice to have some Bo-Katan and Din Djarin moments that it just allows them to be two characters that exist together, and they can have funny dialogue, and they can go on some like undercover espionage-esque concept. Like, it wasn't really espionage, but it's like, you get what I'm saying. You know, they can go on this little mission together, and they bond, and you form a better relationship with them as characters. But I feel like they're missing out on so many opportunities this season. Like, you could have taken that and had it be like Din and Bo get into a very dangerous situation with each other. Like, let's just say that they get captured somewhere, or we put them in a hostile environment, and those two characters have to work together to get out of that hostile environment, and they're very angry with each other, or they have opposing viewpoints, and during that experience they come to a better understanding of the other, and they put their differences aside so they can survive. And by the time we get out of the episode, we're like, wow, these characters have really grown in relation to each other. But this was like, it was so side questy and campy, and it didn't take itself seriously. And all of a sudden, droids are fearful for their rights as droids. Like, what is happening? We're 6 episodes in. We have 2 episodes left next week, but like, what is even the story of the season? I feel like they're just missing out on so many great story opportunities, which is telling me that there's got to be something going on behind the scenes, because this does not feel remotely close to the first 2 seasons of The Mandalorian. Just the direction of this season as a whole. And I think this episode highlighted a lot of problems throughout the season, which is it just doesn't seem to have a focus. It doesn't know where it wants to go. We're constantly muddled down by side quests. Bo-Katan is an awesome character, and I feel like they're doing absolutely nothing with her. Like, they've somehow managed to just make her more bland over these last few episodes. And that's really disappointing to me, because I'm a huge fan of that character. And speaking of characters, like, Din Djarin is completely sidelined in his own show. And, you know, Matt was telling me that his theory is that The Mandalorian's not just about one character anymore. It's about multiple other characters like Bo-Katan himself, you know, Grogu, the armor, like all these different people that make up the Mandalorian culture, but they're not even telling that story really well, if that's their point of the season, to be like, hey, Mandalorian can mean a lot of different things, and we're going to highlight some of these characters to show you what the meaning of being a Mandalorian is all about. But they're not even doing that well. And I feel like Din's Din's become the side character, you know? He hasn't had a lot of dialogue up until this point. And even in this episode, like he's had more dialogue in this episode than he's had throughout like the rest of the season. Which is just, it's so disappointing. It's so disappointing. And I'm not sitting here saying this because I'm like, oh, I want to crap on the show and it's so horrible. But like what is happening with the writing? And you know they can do better than this because they have done better than this. And I just feel like now we're watching The Mandalorian as a caricature of itself. And that is so disappointing. Like, I can't even take it seriously. And I don't know if they're going to be able to pick it up in these last 2 episodes. Like, we have 2 episodes left and we still don't have a clear direction for the season. And I guess it's safe to assume that Moff Gideon is going to appear in these last 2 episodes because I suppose that's what they've been building towards. But even that's going to feel a little jarring because we don't have that development that we've needed to get to this point. It just is not efficient. As Matt says, the season feels very fractured and you don't get the idea that they know what they want to do with this. I don't know, guys. Had to get the frustrations out. It's just, it's disappointing, I think. By the way, this is random, but that ending with Christopher Lloyd, it's like they expect you to have this reaction where it's like, oh no, Christopher Lloyd, the security guy, was corrupt this entire time. And like in the end, like when he's monologuing, it just kind of comes off like the ending of a Scooby-Doo episode where you're sitting there and it'll be like, let's take off the mask and see who the real thief is. And they pull off the mask. It's like, oh no, not Christopher Lloyd. Like, I don't like feeling like this, but I just feel like it's just become a mockery of itself. Anyway, I'm rambling. Do you guys feel the same way about this? Am I the only person that feels like this? It doesn't seem like I am because I've read some of the comments on our community page and people are like, I don't know what happened to the direction of this season. I don't know where it's going, but it definitely does not feel like the first 2 seasons. It feels very disjointed and it's coming off like there's some unseen stuff behind the scenes that maybe there's a struggle for power / creativity control, but like this, it just wasn't great. There are a couple things in there to really like the Ugnaughts and the Bo and Din relationship, but I just feel like they've fallen flat on their face. I don't know how they're going to pick it up in these last 2 episodes, if I'm being honest. They could. The last 2 episodes could be great, but I'm not holding out for that. Yeah, drop a comment. Let me know. Maybe Matt and I will do our like a little conversation on this episode on Wednesday. Not great, you guys. I'm just here to be authentic and give my opinion, and I wasn't super impressed with that. Drop a comment. Let me know what your thoughts are on this episode and your thoughts on the overall season. Do you agree with my take? Do you not agree with my take? I've been struggling this season. You know, there are some positives about this episode, but for the most part, it's just like, what is going on? So please let me know your thoughts. I would be very interested to hear them. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll see you guys in my next reaction video on Wednesday. And then Matt and I will do our breakdown of these 2 Mandalorian episodes, this week's and last week's, which I just watched now. And then we're also going to talk about all the Star Wars Celebration news because there was a lot, particularly the Ahsoka show, which I'm very nervous about, but hopefully it will be good. But I'll see you guys in the next video, and may the Force be with you.